Hello, Teresa Phelps Martin here, joining you in the Soulfully You virtual space on this very warm day in August. And it's just where I am, Louisville, Kentucky. We have that intensity of the season. We have humidity, we have heat, we have abundance, a lot of abundance. We have school in session. Yeah. Anybody else out there really grateful for more structure and more organization other than me? So I was in a conversation with my younger sister, and she's bummed that summer's over. It went too fast, and I can't tell you that I'm grateful for routine to come back in, which is actually says a lot for me because I'm a Gemini, and Gemini can be scattered and spontaneity and not really about producing, but kind of skipping around and doing. Okay, why do I bring up Gemini and the weather? Because Virgo and Gemini are a squared energy. When you have a 90-degree angle, maybe we'll do a couple things where I call forward a 90-degree angle in the body, especially in your knee and in your legs, that we're challenged, that we feel life, we feel the energy of life inside of us. We feel the heat of engagement and we get motivated. So when there's a challenge, and this happens when there's a first quarter moon or a third quarter moon or a square, for those of you who like astrology, that we get motivated. So Virgo season for me is this time to feel a renewed enthusiasm. In my solar journey, it's like, all right, let's make it happen. It's usually a very successful time for me. So what is it for you? You have to look at your life. You have to look at your own agency and regulate, right? Regulate from the understanding of creating order, of creating form, of creating structure, creating rhythm, creating harmony. So in that energy of earth, the solidity, it's the vessel we're in. The data we can collect in the existence of who we are. So in the idea of regulate, we're in this place of realizing we move forward. Good morning, Pat. We're moving forward. We're very much aware that it's not going to go back to the way it was. Now there's clashing of that. However, it's always the way it is in life. Like, I have 2 kids. The time of my life of being at home with them when they're young and they're not self-sufficient, I am responsible for their ability to survive. That need of me is over. Like, they're going to always need their mother. We all need our moms, right? Whether they're there for you or not is another conversation, but that time where I have to change their diaper, I have to nurse them, I have to put them to bed, I have to put their clothes on them, ideally over, right? Unless something tragic happens, which tragedy is part of life. So when we regulate and we're in that recognition of honoring what has been, we're in that land of really reclaiming and receiving and remembering and restoring that vitality that has gotten us to this point. And that becomes tangible. That's the evidence we're collecting. And then we want to get into the epigenes. We want to get into the higher ability to reprogram. And in this newness, we also have this idea of the higher energy. So we have cardinal fire, to strike, to awaken, to ignite, come on. I guarantee you, if you're doing yoga with me, you are self-reliant. You are a warrior. You are a pioneer. You are brave. You are courageous. You are strong. And you know how to get things done. Just saying. I know that about you. Because that's why you do yoga. Because you know you have to regulate. You have to take care of this physical vessel to continue to show up. You know, what we get to work on is how we are not too egoic or too self-reliant, that we also know how to ask for help, that we also know how to realize to really be a leader and to motivate others, we have to see them and hold space for them. So we're going to hold space for ourselves. We're going to hold space for that higher ability to regulate, to not just get stuck in so much of how much the habits have power over us, but how the habit of getting on the mat, of breathing, of connecting, of being in ourselves awakens that enthusiasm to live. We're going to start, how do we want to start? We're going to start seated and we're going to breathe. Okay, so regulate, harmonize. We're going to breathe. And we're going to breathe, though, I'm going to give you two choices to either just feel the samavriti, the even fluctuation of the breath. You can do alternate nostril breath, where you have your fingers at the bridge. Or where I'm going to go is inhale, pause at the top, exhale, pause at the bottom. That's just the one breath for me that regulates me and my system and helps integrate into the whole of what's available better than anything else. The only way you know, my sweet Lulu is right under the camera trying to figure out what I'm doing. Come here, Lulu. Come here. Yeah. Can you say hi to everybody? Yeah. Can you say hi to everybody? So you want to get into that earth energy and ground and then decide how you want to breathe. So we'll start seated. We're going to start invoking the highest. We're going to give ourselves a hug, just like Lulu does. And enjoy. Yes, this is, she's a dog that really actually gives hugs. It's really cute. Okay. All right. So let's do it. What do you say? Seated, breathing. And as you find that seat, we want to get into the roots, into the heart, and actually bring the mind into it. And I guarantee you, if you're doing this live with me, you're going to get insights of how to expand your own power without clashing with the power of the world around you. So as we call on the highest, harm to none, we bring our awareness into our heart center. Honoring your choice to be here. Vantage point that you're going to initiate the energy you need to help bring more harmony and regulation into the body. Maybe like licking your butt, like Lulu, sorry. I don't have my kids to distract, just my dog. Move into your breath. Ground into your roots. Invite your mind to be the witness, not the judger, not the critic, but the gatherer that can create. And then just move into your breath of choice. Maybe it's just breathing in and breathing out with your eyes closed and your gaze inward, because this is the first time you've paused to do that in so long. We're going to do 3 more rounds of whatever breath you've chosen. Just allowing it to release. Obviously, you have agency. This is what our yoga teaches us. Soulfully You is here. The yoga, the astrology, the coaching is here to help you embody your own agency so that you can be the hero of your own life. And from there, you can be of service to one another. Bring your left hand to your heart, your right hand to the earth. Now let's do this. We're going to climb onto our hands and knees. And as you find your hands and knees, soften the area in the shoulders. Exhale, round the back, and just move your hips from side to side. Then inhale, open the heart. Exhale, round. And inhale, open. So fire, the areas that we're going to focus on are the heart, center, right here in our solar plexus, like really getting into that heat. The upper palate of the mouth, okay, getting into the head, come down to your forearms. Hands can be wide or hands can be together. Palms turned up. Bring your armpits over your elbows. Soften the area in the shoulders, but draw your rib cage in. Feel the connection to the breath. Meet yourself where you are. And we're going to feel the physicality of skin, muscle, muscle to bone, the integration, the embodiment, so that we can shift. Now, you can stay here. This knee down, forearm prep is pretty full force to start a practice. Maybe you can come into forearm plank, but meet yourself where you are. Full breath in, full breath out. Keep the core engaged. Power in your breath. We will be victorious. And find the sides of the throat long, roof of the mouth extending towards the crown of the head. One more breath, and then exhale your hips down, Sphinx Pose. Walk your legs back or arm bones forward. Once you come here, feel the lift in the core, and then just sideways figure eights with the head, okay? Just moving the head sideways, drawing from the roof of the mouth, and then coming through to the center. Left hand is going to move across the midline. Draw into the belly, bend the back knee, reach the hand for the foot, draw the heel in, and just a little thigh stretch here. Lift into the core, lift into the left side body, and then exhale, free. And then come back to the center, right elbow comes down, right arm moves across the midline. Bend the left knee, reach the hand for the foot. Draw in, you gotta spin the belly back to the right, shoulders to the back. Feel how dense or lack of density there is in the body. Mine is really dense right now. Exhale, free the foot. Come back to the center, melt all the way down. Hands go wide, elbows rise up. Shoulders drawn to the back. Inhale, rise up into that gecko cobra. Exhale, melt back down. So in that idea of regulating, we want to feel more of a rhythm with the breath. Exhale, soften down. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, melting. Inhale, rising. Exhale, melt down. Hands come under your shoulders. Cobra or upward facing dog. Inhale, rise all the way up. And then exhale, knees to the earth. All the way back into a child's pose. Okay, draw into the belly. Soften the heart. Melt to the earth. Regulation requires the dance between the intensity and the ability to receive. Inhale, come up onto your hands and knees. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Bring your left foot to your right foot. So step your left foot in. Arms are strong, left stance is short. And then just inhale your right leg up. We're going to move slow, okay? And then exhale. you're going to pull in and just try to kick your right foot forward. Okay? It's not going to go far because you run into the earth. And then sweep. Inhale, right leg lifts up. And then exhale, sweep it in. You're just trying to kick it forward. I feel my hamstring and calf trying to kick it forward. I feel my arms. Inhale, as slow as you lift it up. You're also bringing it forward as slow as you can. Now, your foot runs into the ground. So what I want you to do now is bring that right foot to the earth. Left leg's going to come parallel. Walk your hands back. Ground into the right foot. Pull into the center and exhale, bow. Don't go super high. Even bend the knee. We're just grounding that right leg down. It was just moving like a pendulum. Now it's anchored. Solid. Pull into the belly. Left foot comes underneath the right. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, come forward into a plank pose. Feel that strength. And then exhale. I'm going to bring my knees down, okay? Knees come down all the way down to the forearms. Soften the heart. Armpits are over your elbows. Pull into that midline. Push the elbows to the earth. Come into that forearm plank if you can. And then lower the hips. Sweep the heart open. Sphinx pose. Soften the heart. Hands go wide. Elbows lift. Inhale, curl up, gecko cobra. Exhale, bow down. Just one time this time. Hands under your shoulders, cobra or upward dog. Inhale, opening up. And then exhale, pull into the belly. Sit back, child's pose. So yes, we're going to do that all again. Inhale up onto your hands and knees. Draw into the core. Exhale back, downward dog. Now as you climb into your dog pose, make the connection. Foundation of the hands. Strong through the arms. Arm bones are plugged in. Shoulder blades are drawing into the back. And then you're just going to step the right foot to the midline. Okay, so you step the right foot towards the left. Ground in. And then inhale, slowly lift the left leg up. So you're not going super high. And then exhale, pull the foot in. Inhale, slowly lifting the leg up. And then exhale, pull the foot in. Inhale, foot slowly lifts. And then exhale, you're going to draw the foot in. Anchor the foot to the earth. And walk the hands back. Bring that right leg parallel, so we just switch the weight of our feet. Draw in. And exhale, bow. So again, we're just grounding into that left foot, that left leg. And then exhale, right foot comes under. Bow and breathe. Then inhale, out into a plank pose. From that plank, so you can go straight into that forearm prep from your plank, right? We're building into our strength, into our capacity. Feel the breath, so make sure you feel the thigh bones lifting, outer hips hugging in, lots of connection into the core. And then knees to the earth, hips to the ground, Sphinx pose. So your arms keep pushing to the ground, lift into the belly, heart sweeps forward. So we're using the adaptability of the physical body to expand the connection to our heart, to ignite our own strength and regulate our systems. Exhale, bow all the way down. Inhale, hands go wide, elbows lift. Yes, I have a runny nose. I'm just glad I'm teaching in my house and not out in the world. Elbows lift, draw in, shoulders drawn to the back. Inhale, gecko, cobra. Exhale, bow. So just tune in. It's not about pushing yourself. It's about regulating. Shoulders to the back, cobra or upward facing dog. lift through the belly. Exhale back, child's pose. So feeling the engagement and then the receptivity. Inhale, rise up onto your hands and knees. Exhale all the way back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Right, that slow lift. Open the hip up this time. Get really heavy into the right hand. Right, so you can come up onto your left fingers even. You don't have to though. Feel an opening in the hip without losing the connection to that left side waist. Bend the knee, open the hip up, and then exhale. Step the foot through to a lunge. Pivot the back heel to the ground. Push into the earth, so warrior two. Inhale, rise up. No, just slow, steady. Nice little connection. Push into the foundation, pull that strength in, draw up through the sides of the body. Arms are going overhead, and you can't see mine. Arms are overhead. Lunge into that front knee. Right? As you lunge into that front knee, sit deep. Inhale, pull all the way up and back. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, pull up and back. I want you to feel connection to the midline here. Ribs are drawing in, lunging forward. Inhale. So feel the challenge. Be motivated by it. It's super foundational. And remain connected to you. Now here, you're lunging in. You're going to lift up and reach back. Reverse warrior two. Lunge deeper into the front knee. Super strong and connected through the back leg. Inhale up through the center, elbow to the thigh, arm by your ear. Enjoy your breath in. Enjoy the breath out. Exhale the hand to the earth. Spin the back heel up. Knee comes to the ground. Hips move back. Flex the foot. So we just got, right? So we just worked our legs. If you were really engaging, you feel it. Flex the foot. Thighs are pulling back. Belly's drawing in, and soften. How do you regulate? You have to ground. What are you grounding into? Hopefully you're anchored in grace. Are you creating a power struggle inside of yourself? Or can you actually receive the wisdom that's coming through? Exhale, lunge forward. Low lunge. Pull the strength of the legs together. Ground into the earth, so hips are grounded. Draw into the belly. Lift the heart, lift the chest. Inhale, arms rise up overhead. Now, there's no way my hip is going to allow me to do it, okay? But what I would love to be able to do and encourage you to do, if you have the capacity to stand through the heel of the foot, draw in through the center, and then rise up into a high lunge. Actually, the more you push into the back foot, front foot, yeah, I was able to do it. Big full breath in. Lunge into that front knee. Big full breath out. And then exhale, hands to the earth. We're going right into plank. Inhale into plank. Find that connection. This time you're going to exhale all the way to the ground. Feet point back, hands reach back. Draw the shoulders into the back. Inhale, Shavasana. Exhale, hands under the shoulders. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, draw into the belly. Elbows bend. Inhale, push up. And all the way back, downward dog. You could do all of that with your knees lifted, which is great, power to you. But I'd rather you feel really connected to the core, to your heart, to your ability to not be egoic, but really to tap into your higher self. Inhale, left leg lifts. Okay, strong through the arms, connected to the midline. Draw that strength in. And then inhale, open the hip. Keep it open, keep it open. Maybe come onto the right fingertips just so you know you're not dropping into that right side body. I can't remember if we bent the knee or not, so I'm bending it. And then exhale, step the foot through to a lunge. Just slow and steady, but it's engaged. Pivot the back heel to the floor, push into the ground. Inhale, warrior two. So get grounded, feel the density, check in with your alignment, feel that power, that ability to take action. So draw in straight into that midline. Inhale, arms go overhead. Hands can be together or apart. Lots of connection to the core. Inhale, straighten the front leg. And exhaling, lunging. Inhale, straightening. And exhale, lunging. Inhaling. So we're going for 5 of these, really slow, no locking, and going for that 90-degree extension. Last one, pull into that center. As you're lunging, push into the feet, ground in, tails anchored, draw into that core, lift up, reach back, reverse warrior two. Without collapsing, inhale up through the center, arm by your ear. Stay with the breath. Come on, you guys feel the fire of slowing down, right? And being this intentional. And then exhale, hand to the earth, back knee to the ground, hips pull back, flex the foot. As the heel's grounded, draw into the belly. Hips are sweeping back as you bow forward. And in that regulation, you usually have a revelation, right? We're not going backwards. I think I've remembered everything we've done so far. And then exhale, lunge. So low lunge. Feel the connection. Find the strength. Push the foot into the earth. You're going to inhale up. I have to pause in the middle to really having a revelation of what's going on in my hip. And as you draw in, find that strength. Pull into that midline. Make sure your hips are square. This is the thing about, you're not getting the transmission of doing yoga with other people. Lulu's taking a nap in here, right? So you really are, those of you who are watching, you really do know how to lean into your own strength. What we have to watch is that we're not over-relying, and that's where we have to almost get to that higher vantage point and really hold ourselves accountable for how we're positioning ourselves. Draw into the belly, find that length, arms overhead, and in that strength, in that connection, if it's available to you, inhale up off the ground. High lunge. Lunging deeper into the front knee, feeling strong through your center. And then exhale, hands to the earth, straight into plank pose. I know you have to feel your legs. Big breath in, knees high or low. Feel the connection all the way to the earth. Feet point back, hands sweep back. Shoulders are drawing into the back. Inhale, lifting. Hands under the shoulders, feet ground, cobra. Unless you want upward dog. Draw in, so knees are pulling in, belly is lifted, elbows are bending to that 90-degree angle. Inhale, push up. Exhale, back, downward dog. Inhale, lift the heels, walk the feet forward. Find both feet beneath you.
And exhale, bow. I walked to the middle of the mat and then moved my hands back. Not for any other reason other than that's what I felt like doing. You do not have to do it. Draw up and into the core as you bow. Inhale, find length. Exhale, bow all the way down. Bend the knees. Draw the arms wide. So your spine's horizontal to the earth. Shoulders are drawing into the back. Elbows are bent. It's like you got big old eagle arms. Bend the knees deep. Hug the outer hips in. Stay lifted into your core. You feel the fire just being steady. That's the idea. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Oh yeah. Arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. I think I'm totally cut off. Deep inhale in. Deep breath out. Weight goes into the right foot. Inhale the left knee up. Plug the left thigh bone in. Cross the left ankle onto your right thigh. Pull into the belly. Arms go wide again. As the arms go wide, shoulders are drawing into the back. Bend the right knee deep. Keep breathing. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Knee lifts. Draw in. Hold on to that knee with the right hand. Thighs pull back. Outer hips wrap. Stretch the hand back. Inhale, come back through the center. Bend the knee, arm sweeps up, and bow into your dancer pose. Feeling the rhythm of you. And then inhale, come all the way up. Both feet to the earth. Arms sweep overhead. Full breath in. Exhale, hands to the heart. Waistline moves back. Weight's in that left foot, so push into the heel as well as the big toe mound. As the waistline's back, hug in, hands to your knees, shoulders to your back. Twisting to the right. Inhale, pull back through the center. Thighs are moving back. Draw into the core, knees bend. So maybe you can't do the arms, it's okay, but you're gonna draw in, just working our balance here, really being able to ground in. Make the hands come out in front of your heart. Arms go wide. Inhale, come all the way up. I always think of Karate Kid there. Come back to the center, grab onto the, knee comes forward, pull in, hold on to the ankle, draw in, dancer pose. Right? As you're getting to know yourself in these poses, in this flow, we just did a twist, a hip opener, and now a back bend, a heart opener. Inhale, come all the way up. Both feet to the earth. Legs on fire, right? Inhale, arms overhead. Walk the feet apart as wide as they need to go. Draw into the core, all the way into a squat. Right, just into Malasana. I'm coming back onto the camera. Thank you for bearing with me. Whew. Stay with the breath. And then exhale, come all the way seated. From that seat, wrap your arms around your legs. Draw in, find the length. Through the spine. Walk on the balls of your feet. Drawing in, drawing in, drawing in. Allow the feet to rise up. Pull into the midline, pull into the midline. Shoulder blades are drawing to the midline. Roof of the mouth is lifting. So from the center of the heart, you rise up towards the crown of the head. And from the center of the heart, you anchor into your roots. Keep pulling the legs in, kick the heels in. You can stay here or inhale your arms wide. Right? You should be able to see your hands in the periphery, pulling in, pulling in, pulling in. And then exhale, tuck the tail. Oh man, come lying all the way down. As you come lying down, left foot comes to the earth, right leg's gonna stretch straight up. Just flex and point the foot. Bend the right knee, hand to the foot. Keep the tailbone heavy. Knee goes towards the outer hip. Draw into the belly. So if you can hold on the foot, great. Maybe you're just holding onto the knee. I can, right? You just thought I have access to my foot. Except for I'm gonna bring my hand down because I'm really working with this whole left side body, and then stretch the right foot out. You're working your inner core. And then inhale, come back to the center. Stand into the hips just enough so your butt lifts up and swings over to the right. Right leg moves across. And then take the right foot across the midline. You may need to bend the knee. Hold on to the foot, wrap the outer hip, and then the right arm extends out as you twist. Should just be a nice stretch in your glutes and your piriformis. Now you're going to bend your right knee. Arms are out to the side. Draw the knees up and in. Come all the way back to the center. You are completely at a different diagonal line. I want you to feel that it's not a misalignment, but just feel what it feels like to be unregulated. Both feet come to the earth, hips come back to the center, shoulders come back to the center. So it's not it is sophisticated, but it's not highly complicated, the flow we're doing. Hips are heavy, core is drawing in. Left foot goes up. You can just flex and point the foot. And then knee bends. Okay, I could totally hold on to my foot, but I'm just bring my hand here. As the knee bends, shoulders are to the back, and then you're going to stretch the leg out. So you're getting into this peripheral part of the hamstring. Working that right oblique, it's drawing back. And then inhale, come back through the center, hips lift up, hips swing to the left. The right knee opens out to the side. Maybe you find the foot, maybe you don't. Maybe you have to wrap around a plant and a lotus man. And then you're twisting. The outer hip is moving down. Twisting, open. And breathing. And then as you exhale, you're going to bend the knee, both knees are stacked, okay? So you're in a twist. You're going to pull into you. Inhale the knees all the way up through the center. Again, we're here to regulate. So what we're doing is we're moving slow, grounded, physical, so we can ignite the remembrance of our capacity to lead and lead from the heart, our higher self, not from the mind and the ego. That's the big trick here. Arms by your side, shoulders to your back, heels are grounded. Push the feet into the earth. Inhale, bridge pose. Throats open. As you're in bridge, find the connection. Tap in. What's calling to you? What feels right? What feels aligned? What feels regulated? What doesn't? Exhale the hips all the way to the ground. If it's available, hands come back by your ears. That's the first step. That's the first stage. Hands back by the ears. You check in. Shoulders come into the back body. Press the hands into the ground. Feet into the ground. Inhale the hips up. That's the next stage. You check in. You tap in. Push the feet to the ground. Shoulders come to the back. Maybe come to the crown of the head and adjust. No, wait on. You're not pushing into the head though. And then inhale, rise. Exhale, back to bridge. Maybe you just came out of bridge, went back into bridge. And then exhale your hips all the way back down to the earth. Hips are grounded, shoulders are relaxed, arms stretch out wide. Whoo-wee. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Feel the beat of your heart alive within the vessel. We're not trying to control the beat of the heart. We're breathing and feeling that greater regulation. That is voluntary in the body, but when you become unconscious of it, that's when your stress response system gets really, really whacked. Thank God for yoga. You're going to roll over to one side and come up seated. That was not Shavasana, just FYI. Once you come seated, I'm going to face you guys. We're going to take legs wide. Okay? If legs wide is too much, then bring the one sole of the foot in. Okay? You want to fix your clothes. My clothes keep falling off of me. Which was bizarre because I have more insulation than I've ever had before in my life, not being pregnant. So anyhow, as you're there, inner thighs. We want to get into the inner thighs, okay? Minor talking, major guidance I had of to clear here. If both legs wide doesn't work, bring one foot in. Hands are going to come to those inner thighs to ground down, but also anchor the tail. We're going to lift up. I'm going to go to the left first. We're going to lift up and twist. So just straddle the left leg. Draw into the belly. Find length. So your right inner thigh is going to roll in more. You're going to spin the belly more towards the left and anchor the left tailbone. However, you want to anchor the right side of the tailbone as well. And then if you can, reach the right hand for the pinky toe side of the left foot. It's not highly challenging, it's just highly inaccessible for most of us. Draw into the belly and then bow. Exhale out completely, find length. Inhale, come through the center. Find the center and feel how did that seated forward bend twist hip opener work for you? We've done heart openers and forward bends today. We've grounded, we've solidified. All of this is important because if we're not grounded, we completely deregulate. And with all the tension that's in our lives, because we're in new waters, we're in new situations, we're in new land, and we're learning how to fly. A lot of us don't know how to fly. Ground into the earth, draw into the belly. Now we're going to twist over to the other side. So hands straddle the knee, gecko arms. Left thigh is grounded. Lots of twist to the right and fold. Maybe you can find the pinky toe side of the foot. Maybe not.
It doesn't matter. I have long limbs. I've been stretching and moving my body in these ways since I was 6. So that's for 39 years. 39 years I have been moving my body with this level of awareness. I can't say those first 15 years I had a ton of body awareness, but I'm here now to share that wisdom. Exhale and inhale, breathe into it. Ground into the earth. Inhale, come all the way up. Now, intelligent sequencing would have me bring the soles of your feet together to do bound angle pose. I know that bringing the soles of my feet together for Baddha Konasana is not of the highest that will care for my whole being, right? It would just be the ego demonstrating something. So, honoring my own injuries, my own wounds, probably from being too self-reliant for so long that I couldn't see the pattern I continued to habitually engage with. You know, that's the perfect way to tell you you should do a private with me. But anyhow, what we want to do is really be mindful. Draw into your system and bow. So you can either have the feet together or the legs wide. Exhale out completely, finally. And now rise. And as you rise, doesn't it feel good? Come into the seat that serves you. This is victory for me. I have 100% comfort right now. You want to be comfortable. Okay, if you've been in this virtual journey with me, then you know I've been dealing with healing my whole left side, honestly. But my hip, I'm working with my thoracic, and that's whatever. This is victory, and in that victory, what we want to do is regulate. If this is not comfortable for you, you listen to your inner agency. This is what the practice of yoga does, is it helps cultivate the relationship you have with yourself, a continuous ability to discover, to evolve, and to rise up into that warrior, that pioneer, that brave being that you are, that can lead from the courage of your heart. So we have to go inward. And as we go inward, we can sit strong and steady. Be into the place that you can be most comfortable. This time I'm going to lead you through the alternate nostril breathing. If you did it already, you get to do it again. It is your lucky day. And in that length and in that comfort, you're going to find your seat. Close the eyes. See the light, the flame of the heart, the brilliance that sits within, and you're looking to it from a higher vantage point. Right? We're not dropped into the heart. We're being the observer of the heart. We're tapping into the passion that keeps us moving forward, but remaining grounded. Peace fingers, they can either come down to your wrist or rest on the bridge of the nose. Big, clear breath in. We're just doing 8 rounds. Cleansing breath out, closing the right nostril. Inhaling in through the left. Closing the left, exhaling through the right. Inhaling through the right. Closing the right. Exhaling left. Okay, 7 more rounds on your own. Last round. And then allow yourself to just rest with the breath. And as you breathe in and breathe out, feel the eternal flame of your own heart, and that you've taken the time to regulate, to restore, to remember and renew. And so we're going to move into our final relaxation, Shavasana. Enjoy a deep inhale in and a deep breath out. One hand to the heart, one hand to the earth. Allow the head to bow down. So as you open your eyes, you can open your eyes in that space where you are grounded. You're going to come lying all the way down. Give yourself a nice little hug. Feet come to the earth. You're just going to lift your hips up and re-anchor the pelvis. Adjust the shoulders. Stretch out through the legs and melt into the earth. Let the ground that's firm and steady allow its sense of security. It's the greatest resource we have. That and air. The breath. Allow the breath to breathe you.
just as you are, enjoy a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Feel the lights within you radiating through you as you gaze at the grounded energy that brings more of that calmness, that structure, and that rhythm where we feel more regulated. Wiggle your toes, your fingers, sway your head from side to side. You're going to bend your knees, stretch your arms out long. And then roll over to one side. Pause on her and receive. And then slowly come up into that seat that serves you. Sit well with the energy of you. Bring the hands to your own heart. Smiling downward and inward at the truth of who you be. And as always, I hope you can always be real, be true, and be soulfully you. Straight from my heart to yours. Namaste. Thank you for tuning in to the practice of you, embracing and embodying the fire and the flame of your own heart and soul, breathing depth into it, feeling into the ways that you can guide yourself now that the practice is over, and the knowing, being the observer to know when you call in the boundaries and you come back to your own truth, your own light, your own soul. I'll be with you again. Today is Thursday right now. I'll be with you again on Tuesday. There is a Tuesday in September I won't be with you, but I thank you. I thank you for being exactly who you are and that you continue to be who you are. If you have requests, you have needs, you have curiosity, you can find me here in the Soulfully You Facebook group. If you're not in the Soulfully You Facebook group and you're watching this through YouTube, my information is in the comments. You can always find me at teresaphelpsmartin.com and we can be soulful together. Peace.